It is interesting and somewhat saddening that some of the most, well, let's put it this way, people with the most seniority in the study of truth find it the most difficult to sit there and accept the love of other people, which kind of indicates sometimes that their quest for truth has been an escape, that they've been involved in studying about truth for years, but they've never really come to know themselves. And sometimes in the deepest challenging experience of life, as we say, when we're at life's lowest ebb, that's the most creative and most beautiful time for us, because that's a time when we have nothing left except to reach out and accept life, the wholeness of life. And it can be a very revealing, very painful, but very revealing experience. So it's not all that bad. You see, it's not that, why does this happen to me? Well, the fact is, the very fact that we ask the question, why does it happen to me, indicates why it has to happen to us. You know, because quite often the why does this happen to me is a case of almost like Job. You remember the story of Job, who was literally shaking his fist at the heavens. How dare you allow this to happen to me? I'm a good man. And usually when we say, why does this happen to me? We're saying, after all this truth I've studied, after all the daily word lessons I've memorized, after all the things I've done, and all the people I've helped, how could this happen to me? What we're really saying is, how could God allow it to happen to me? Well, don't put the blame on me. Don't blame God. It happens to you because that's where you are in consciousness. And it's not a bad thing. It happens to you because maybe that's what you need to remind yourself that you have this tremendous allness within you that is transcendent to all of the things that you think are so important in your life. The lessons, the books, the studies, and all these things. This is not in any way to put down studies or lessons. They're vital and fine. Very beautiful experience in terms of the growth process. But what really counts is what is taking place deep within yourself. They say of people in general that a man or a woman are what they are when they're in the dark. So often in our life we become so involved in a conformity-ridden experience, and we do it almost unwittingly and unconsciously. We are very concerned of what other people think, and so we wear the right styles, and we drive the right cars, and watch the right movies, and read all the bestseller lists to make sure that we read the best books and so forth. All of these things. We do it. It's just a part of the culture in which we live. But what a beautiful thing it is to be able to sit alone, in the quiet, in the dark, with nobody around to perform for, and take a good look at ourselves and be able to say, I'm me and I love it. And some people, no matter how much they think they have grown spiritually or metaphysically, still find it very difficult to do this. In some of our retreat activities, we especially involve people in small groups where they get close together, and sometimes have a person sit in the middle of the group long toward the end of the week, and have everybody take turns in giving them a very special blessing to love them and bless them and tell them how good they are and how wonderful they are. And it is interesting and somewhat saddening that some of the most, well, let's put it this way, people with the most seniority in the study of truth find it the most difficult to sit there and accept the love of other people, which kind of indicates sometimes that their quest for truth has been an escape, that they've been involved in studying about truth for years, but they've never really come to know themselves. And that's tragic. It's sad. But this shows that we all have a long way to go, certainly.